Hello, guys, and welcome back. We're here with game number 4 of SGE Sports versus Unknown. What could be the final match of the series, but bias aside, I hope it isn't, honestly. I really hope it isn't. I hope it's a 5-game series, much to the chagrin of everyone here involved. If I'm staying up till 3 a.m., what's one more hour? SGE Sports versus Unknown. They're gonna. Unknown is gonna try to recover. They had 2 rough games. The Axe Carry actually beat them. A second game, SG honestly looked really, really good. Mechanically, SG is honestly beating my wildest expectations. But Unknown, they've been a really strong team, and they do well when their back is against the wall. Don't they, Moxie?
They definitely do. And we saw definitely in the last series just how well that they can execute their plans, depending on the draft as well, being a big chunk of that. But, they got a little bit of a do over in that last game, right? They got the chance to play part of their first draft. From their first game, and clearly they figured out what was lacking and what they needed. But Unknown, I told you guys, Unknown's going to give them one heck of a fight.
They've made it really close so far. Slightly different draft this game. I'm not going to see any axe picked up right off the bat. Maybe it'll squeak through later, but Nyx and Medusa falls to SG Esports side. They've been playing more like active type carries, but this game they're going to play the defensive heroes instead.
Yeah, Unknown. They might consider. Well, no, actually, because you already have the Medusa, so there's no point. Because I was gonna say, it seems like the Axe's response to the DK off lane. We've seen a couple of regions playing because the lane is really easy for you. But this time, Unknown, they pick up a combo that is tried and tested. Absolutely love this DK Hoodwink. Great catch, easy kills as well. Very easy execution on both these heroes. Bushwhack seems like a skill shot. It's not. A blind mine can hit it. It really, really is way too easy to heal that bushwhack. And they even bring some tower push with them, which I love. So the kills turn into towers, the towers turn into kills, and it's a very oppressive way of playing. Very SA style Dota. Also, Moxie, we have your favorite squirrel player, Wish, which I think has even beaten Matthew in my opinion. I mean, I've been absolutely loving seeing Wish on the squirrel these days.
No, it's been very impressive with the way, these bushwhacks are insane half the time. Like the way that he's positioned and the fact that like he's managed to grab like multiple heroes in them at any given time. Like that's very, very impressive to me. He's land the sharpshooter. Like this is someone clearly who has an idea of how to play this hero, and it's one of those heroes too that I think now we're seeing the pro players. They're starting to get a better understanding of it. We're seeing it played more and more. But originally, when it first came out, a lot of people were like, I don't know how he fits into the scene, or she rather. I don't know, how this hero, necessarily works. Like, how do you make it? These guys, they figured it out fast, and they're making it look really, really good. So definitely, Wish, definitely up there with terms of hoodwink players, along with MSS, who also play this hero.
I mean, it covers a lot of bases. It has great base stats right now, great movement speed, good damage, good HP, good armor. So lane wise, it fits the support. Obviously, it's got an AOE stun, which is fantastic at basically all stages of the game. Sometimes it feels a bit harder to use in the mid game, but the better players will utilize it well. And then the ulti is obviously an amazing nuke, but it's made for comboing. So that's why it fits so well with Dragonite, because after you take towers, like Avo said, you transition to more kills. Dragonite stuns, Hoodwink follows up, you get more kills in the mid game. So it's pretty safe to pick in the earlier phase. You just got to make sure that you have somebody that's able to land those skill shots.
This was the first time, however, we have not seen Unknown pick up a carry in the first 2 picks, as they usually tend to do. You think they might be having something prepared here, as this could be their last match? Some special carry they haven't showed up yet. I mean, they got the Medusa taken away, the Spectre got banned. Now the Winter Wyvern, so still not revealing the strat yet. Is there any comfort pick I'm missing from Pakaz that we could be seeing here, Moxie? They banned the Morphling too.
I mean, they took away his two favorites here. The Medusa's on the enemy team. The Morphlings picked up. I have seen him play, quite a bit of Troll. Not necessarily sure that is the right pickup this time around. Yeah, I mean, the big trifecta, Medusa taken, Morphling picked up, the Spectre taken away too, and
I
the
feel like
Terrorblade.
Troll's hard to play against Medusa because when you pop your ulti, you can't stop turning, so you just get wrecked in team fights more or less. But yeah, line pick for some disable for SG, so lots of lockdown between Nyx and Lion. Gives them the capability to deal with these evasive or highly mobile mids that Unknown might go for.
It's also a good solution to the Wyvern Cold Embrace too. If they end up, if they're right at the cusp there, you can always just secure that kill by being able to throw out the finger. But okay, TA pickup. And then, wow, they're fast. Okay,
Yep.
they know exactly what
Yep.
they want to play.
Bat Rider makes sense. It's good against Winter Wyvern, basically. You don't have to worry about Cold Embrace as much. And against TA as well, we've seen this picked in the mid lane as a way to counter it. So either way, they could do Lion or Nyx initiations, Bat Rider follow-ups, or Bat Rider initiations into Disable follow-up. It just makes it easier for... They're basically picking heroes that are going to play well around Medusa against the enemy lineup.
Bat Rider cancels or is really good against TA mid lane, as you mentioned. Great against Dragon Knight as well into the mid game. And Bat as well. I mean, your counter Nyx is with you. The enemy team can't really pick up any Dispel. I mean, they shouldn't unless they flex weird heroes here. Like the Oracle's not really a pick you can pick up. Legion Commander, or he's actually banned. Legion Commander or Batten, also weird considering the draft you have. So Bat Rider seems pretty free here. But SGS Esports as a lineup as a whole seems pretty great right now. How could Unknown save this? What carries do they have left that could have a huge impact?
It's really easy. Unknown just has to get BKBs, and then the enemy lineup does not really matter that much, I think.
Okay.
Jump in, kill supports with the BKBs active, win fights that way, get pickoffs, and they can do that with DK and Hoodwink potentially. So how you start fights is important, at least. They ban out Doom, Kunkka banned on SG now, which would have been great anti-mobility against like Bat Rider, Line Nyx to get those kills.
10 seconds remaining.
I think
This
both
thinks the TA is carry, right? This is what they're assuming to avoid the Bat Rider matchup.
most likely because you do see that they are banning out some of the Robo Z heroes here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the lineup that both of these teams have, honestly. I like the SG just a little bit more because they've got a lot of lockdown. I feel like that usually really just helps, period. But the fact that they're going to be very active, they're going to be able to make the space for the Medusa, and they have kill potential. Because a lot of times, you'll see these sort of duos that kind of like one person has damage, but the other one doesn't have much of anything that's able to go along. And with this particular lineup they've got on SG, they're going to be able to make things happen and put that pressure on the map. Same thing goes, though, with the side of Unknown. Like you said, the Dragon Knight and the Hoodwink are really, really nice together, and the Templar Assassin, if she decides that she wants to participate in some of these fights, but if she is going to be, that position one, probably not as likely to be involved like that.
I feel way worse about the Winter Wyvern pick at the moment. Like it looked good as the third one. I was like, okay, I kind of see how it's going. But when TA is one of your other cores, like Cold Embracing her almost never feels good, just because she needs to be right clicking and moving and evading trouble, and the heal is just not as good. I feel like so. I think that's the one hero pick that makes me uncomfortable with Unknown's draft right now. But maybe their last hero will become some, tanky frontliner, deal damage by just being a live hero.
What options do you have for that, though?
Radiance Builders, Bristleback type heroes, Leshrac would have been cool. Of course, Death Prophet. Those feel a lot better as frontliners to me.
The Timbersaw last pick for SG.
Well, screw
Okay.
trees, right?
Yeah.
The amount of things that
great
they got
against
going on.
DK.
Yep, good against
this,
DK.
This punishes a lot
Yeah.
of the Unknown lineup.
They don't have magic burst damage to deal with. I mean, you've got, the Hoodwink, right? The Hoodwink's pretty much the only thing you have as a solution for the Timbersaw, but... Okay.
Okay. So is the TA carry here solid? Does this gonna work? Because you only have to deal with Timbersaw in the lane, which I think is a bit easier for TA.
I haven't seen much TA safe lane personally. I feel like it's gonna be harder to accelerate because you're farther away from ancients and jungle camps. You won't have as much free time, but if it lanes well against Timbersaw and you get that matchup, then sure, it's gonna be better. I like the Invoker pick though. EMP is amazing against all these heroes. A little team fight control is what they need. Feels like the worst Wyvern game to me ever. Winter's Curse is never gonna kill anybody this game. The only hero you're slightly worried about getting cursed is Medusa for right clicks, and Cold Embrace doesn't stop like any damage except for Medusa's single target right click. So that feels like a disadvantage to me. So I gotta say, because of Unknown, because of that factor in the TA safe lane, it feels like SG's lineup looks a little easier to execute. But Bat Rider can have bad games, and if Bat Rider has a bad time, or the line in the Nyx gets shut down a little bit, then it could mean SG doesn't create enough space. So Maybe Unknown runs away with it, but I think I like SG's draft better.
Are you also on the SG train, Moxie?
I have to follow the patterns that I've seen. Is that SG dropped the first game and then they bounce back with this like crazy like adrenaline. I don't know what it is, but you know, despite that, I like the draft that SG has. I do think that once there's BKBs online, it's going to be a little bit more difficult until this Medusa obviously becomes her full potential. But you know, it just the SG draft makes a little bit more sense, and I don't know how Picasa is going to be on the Templar Assassin, and I don't like the Winter Wyvern at this point. Like Purge said, there's too much stuff that's going to negate it, and she's just going to get blown up. I feel.
I gotta give you credit for that one. It's true. You've been following the storyline from the get-go. She even said it before they lost the first game as
I
well.
said
so.
that SG was going to win the whole thing, but
Yeah.
Unknown was going to give them one hell of a time.
And
But
let's
I'm
see
down
if
to
they
be
can
wrong.
do it. Let's say if they can do it one last time. Unknown, backs against the wall. A draft that doesn't seem to favor them too much, but could they show us the strengths of this draft with a Temple, a TA, a pick that, again, we have not really seen Unknown pick up. We've seen Noping do an HFN, but Unknown, Pakaz, this is going to be a bit of a trial, much like the Carry Axe, though, was, and that worked out great for SG. And in here on the panel, we're happy to see a surprise. But of course, if SG are just going to keep on dominating and take the 3 wins, that's also wonderful to see, as SG has been playing some great Dota. And for this great match, we have also a great pair of casters. It's going to be Moxxi and Purge.
Now, Purge, I forgot to check. I believe that we are on US East for this game. Is that what ended up being the server?
I think that's what I remember seeing when we joined the slot, but it's possible it got changed after the lobby was created. Because you can like
the last game was on Pro, I believe, because
Was it? Oh,
I believe so. And I remember kind of laughing a little bit because Avo was talking earlier saying, God, for some reason, every time that they have a ping disadvantage, they put Costabile on this axe who has to land calls. And then he missed, you know,
That's
a
true.
good chunk of those earlier on. But they ended up obviously clutching out that victory. So I'm wondering if this one is on US East this time around. And I
Probably is,
believe
'cause
looking at the ping, it looks pretty low for me. So
because it's the 4th series, so they probably alternate all the way through, and then they'll probably coin flip for the last one or something like that.
yeah. So, I mean, knowing that, that also feels like a bit of an advantage for the side of SG, just because they aren't playing with a distinct disadvantage in terms
Yeah.
of ping. I'm not sure how it is for the side of Unknown. I know they had a couple little ping issues earlier when they played on US East, but I think it's usually pretty good for, or at least even for most teams, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See how the lanes match up, though. I'm definitely very curious about the TA.
Thanks, guys.
I'm curious to see how Batrider does in the mid lane against Invoker. Probably not the matchup he necessarily wants to have, but that's what you got. Invoker has a semi-mediocre right click for a mid hero, so it probably won't be terrible for Batrider to be competitive there. But I don't really see Batrider being as able to kill Invoker as somebody like a TA, since Invoker has some disables to play with. Well, look at both of these wards. They're just protecting their tri-camp area. They're expecting the invade here, and Hoodwink mysteriously places the ward unspotted. So that won't get revealed here.
She's a squirrely one, that Hoodwink. But no, I mean, if the Batrider starts to struggle, it's going to become a situation where, you know, you're going to have stacks either way coming out on the side of SG. You've got yourself a Medusa, but I mean, you have to make sure that both the lanes don't completely fail, right? Because we saw what ended up happening the last time that, what was it? It was the Bristleback and the... Was it the Dusa for that game too? All the games are starting to play together. I'm sorry, guys.
It all
But
blends.
a lot of Dota. But, you know, they ended up both kind of falling behind, and then they were struggling to kind of, you know, divvy up the space in this room, because you obviously can't have the Dusa being behind, but also when you have a Bristleback that starts to fall, who is your tempo, it just spells disaster.
It does get kind of messy there, so... Double bounties for each. Yeah, looks like Unknown will guess for the ward and find it, so... Won't defend theirs. Do they have a sentry? They do, so Lion's going to get the response experience in gold, so I'll be happy with that. And they're going for a tri-lane, actually, it looks like, or at least the start of this. They're committing to a tri-lane, at least for the moment, because they know that both their supports got spotted, so it isn't likely just a kill and run thing, but I don't know, maybe it will be. Maybe they'll expect them to run back. Wyvern would be the target. They could definitely kill him with 2 stuns, 3 right clicks, and maybe a Timber Chain.
Yeah, here comes Chesed. Opening up with the Arctic Burn. They're going to try to bait a little bit here. Thavo
Ooh, they
turns
want
his
TA.
attention over to Angel. They want to just start off this game with an easy kill, but they missed the Timber Chain the second time around. Theolacore trying to get some of these body blocks off. KJ clicking away. They're trying.
Keeps
Chesed trying to
missing.
get off some of the damage too. It's too difficult, but there it is. There's the Earth Spike coming out from KJ, and that's going to be a dead Angel to start the game off.
Okay, that's one way to play it, right? This is one of the reasons TA doesn't side lane very often. Like, her stats are fine, her movement speed's okay, but she just gets ran down. Picked up the Meld Strike at level 1. It's a huge amount of damage and a great way to harass Timbersaw, but only does, and guarantee last hit, but only does so much in terms of when you get ran out like
Got
that.
Sacred? KJ? Okay, he's got the Fairy Fire, so they'll get the kill on the Lion. Not quite enough damage to get Sacred that time, but it was pretty down
That
to
was-
the wire there for a moment.
I mean, that's big. He just TP'd bottom and now died, so that's going to put Medusa solo for longer. On the bright side, he's got a creep advantage, so not as likely that he gets ran into here, but he'll get some creeps tonight as a result. Poor
Does
Lion.
have a little
He-
bit of
he
the
does
level
pop a smoke.
advantage, at the very least here. But
Lion smokes for this to get back bottom faster, so that's going to mean less smokes in mid game. Could, you know, those are little things that matter sometimes. It's hard to see for now.
agreed. No, that absolutely matters, especially when you have a very ganking heavy lineup for that mid game to make space for the Medusa. Otherwise, though, seems to be fairly quiet. We have the water runes that have just spawned here for the mid players whenever they're ready for them. But it's going to be pretty difficult for them to get the kill on Tavo here, especially because he does have that Timber Chain. He'll be taking a lot of harass, but I'm sure it was very aware of this going into this game.
Yeah. Batrider's doing really good right now. 14, 15, and 4 versus the 6 and 2 of Invoker. He's definitely outlaning the Invoker at the moment. Be able to pick up that water rune. See if Invoker grabs the other one. Most likely will. He's
More
pretty
aggression
happy
here
with
over
how
on the
this is going.
top. Angel popping the refraction. They know that Chesed is going for this pull. It's a pretty big pull too because they've got it stacked.
It's going to be hard to get these last sets as Nyx only got 50 damage right here at level 1, level 2.
A lot of pings coming out though here on both sides of the map as the Lion in the bottom lane. KJ, it's not looking good. That Acorn does a lot of damage. Nice Earth Spike buys him enough time. Is it going to be enough to keep him alive as Sacred? He's diving here. No. It's not going to go for the hard commit. Oh, Wish.
Burned a salve
Yeah.
on him and he still dies. Popped the salve right before that attack came and don't know if it would have saved it, if it saved him or not, but either way still dies.
He does indeed. This little squirrel. Look at her go.
Slightly different itemization from Hoodwink. Didn't go for the Blightstone this game. But still getting kills, so
Yeah.
lane's working out nicely and Dragon Knight's doing a good job. 20 and 6 reduces 12 and 1. Dragon Knight getting a lot more last hits, but that's because the support was there late and then the support died and had to run back, so those that death from Lion really hurting the Medusa here in the first couple last hits.
Yeah, she's definitely struggled a little bit more in lane, not being able to get all those hits that she wants. But it does have, you know, getting some of those levels at the very least. You can see Theolacore, he's trying to make a rotation over here to the mid lane. RoboZ. Teleports are coming out. There's no mana left over here on 4DR, so you have to be careful. Theolacore getting into position, though. We'll be able to go and land the Impale over onto Chesed. Pops that Spike Carapace, too. And so...
Good damage in.
Yeah. This is the nice thing about having a Timbersaw, right? Is the fact that Tavo can be left alone here in this top lane, and he doesn't have to worry about, you know, getting murdered in the meanwhile.
And it goes farther than that. Not only does he not have to worry about getting murdered, he also gets to pull creep waves into small camp. So he's like max acceleration in terms of net worth. And he's doing that behind the tower, so no worry about getting ganked as well. So it's the Timbersaw advantage. It was kind of surprising he made it all the way there until the last pick. It gets banned in first or second phase pretty often, but not this game.
I mean, everything I've been seeing recently when I've been watching the games is like how valued Timber is. Like, so many of these teams want him, and he does kind of get ignored a little bit in the games that I've cast anyways, but it's very powerful right now.
This accelerates a lot because of how much lane coverage he gives you. Just by himself, he just does so much. He can pressure carries, he can shut them down, and it just gives you a really strong mid-game timing. He can use that to defend towers, just kind of covers a lot.
Okay, well, this is big. We've got the level 6 online for the Bat Rider. He's gonna smoke, and he's going top. He's got a lasso
Okay.
with someone's name on it. I'm sure he'd like to get the TA if he could find her,
Those-
but might have to just make do with
Just dive in,
Shesset here. Yep. Don't even think they need this lasso. Just chase down
It's taking a
Shesset,
lot of
burn him
damage,
to
though.
death, and there it is. Robozy making his own rotation here. Angel has to be careful. This Firefly, of course, is going to be wearing off soon, but they do have a lasso if they want to try to use it. Although with the arrival of Robozy here in this top lane, I'm not sure. Oh, but the Olacor's here, and he has a double damage. They're definitely making a play for this. Getting into position, holding him down. There's going to be the Timber Chain right across Angel. He does have the Refraction. Going to be able to put a little bit more damage, but without that Firefly, I don't know if they have quite enough. Spike Carapace coming into play here. Angel running for his life. Timber Chaining coming through. The Olacor does fall, though, to Robozy in the meanwhile. Another trap being popped. It doesn't matter. Angel will fall. 40R taking so much damage here. Does have the Firefly trying to get away, but with the Hoodwink making her own rotation, they will be able to punish them for this gank.
Completely worth it there by SG. It was cool rotation. I mean, I thought they were coming for the TA, but there's Winter Wyvern, and most importantly, they had a catapult. So they make a play, they kill the support. That's going to allow Timber to tank the tower, and then they would have been able to take that tower if people didn't rotate. So while Invoker's TP in might have looked weak at first, what he did was he guarantees that they keep the tower alive. The catapult's now dead, and the Tier 1 tower gets to live far longer, because if they kill this tower, they start invading. TA is going to have to jungle a lot to catch up, and they would have been easier to pressure. So good response from Unknown. It took a lot of resources, but they were able to do it. So they get the kills. They've got a 1k advantage. With that said, I can't help but think that this is still decent for SG. Medusa's had some space here, but I guess she's pretty far behind in net worth, and that's the disadvantage, that their laning has just gone a little bit too sour. So any space they got there, they're just catching up.
See, like I said, Medusa making her way over to the mid lane, since everybody is up top and everybody probably wants a piece of Tavo here. But this is going to allow some breathing room for the Medusa. And Lion was able to sap some levels in the bottom lane while all this was going on, because he is under-leveled here. He's died several times. And it's like, oh, look at the Olacor. He's hunting. He manages to find these stacks. He's gonna let everybody know, hey, look at this. And I don't know, maybe they'll dive here. Maybe they'll go after Sacred. In fact, look at this. They'll open up with the Hex, the Olacor, waiting patiently. They land the Impale, and there it is. There's gonna be plenty of this Firefly out. But the follow-up with the Bushwhack here over onto 40R. This is not looking good now for the Bat Rider, as he's gonna get thrown up into the air, and he's gonna try to bottle through. He just cannot seem to do it because the rotations coming out from Unknown are too fast. They're too on point. So he will fall, as the rest of SG are going to back off.
That one's online. His stun, he was the third stun on the chain, and it came too late. The Dragon Tail comes out and stuns Bat, and as a result, he doesn't get to move for so long. Didn't get to cast more napalms, and that little pressure ends up falling flat. And now 2 deaths now on the Bat Rider, who was winning his lane. Now he's the least farmed of the 6 cores in the game, so that hurt.
Ooh, they want the Olacor. They've got the Bushwhack. They've got the MP. He goes with the Spike Carapace, so he's going to try to run away, but this Tornado should finish him off.
Robozy just owning the map so well. 4 kills now. Earn halfway to his Spirit Vessel from the rest of the pieces, and looking good. Did you find an Ironwood tree, which will be nice for the Timber Saw later on, maybe, but about even. This gave Medusa quite a bit of time. Ancients are blocked by a sentry already, so they are keep in mind what they need to do to get net worth advantages. But is also the most farmed hero in the game by a little bit. She's doing great in the jungle right now, so it seems to be working.
Yes, indeed. Now, they have placed a nice ward over here on the cliffside deep, so you can see the triangle, and they can keep tabs on these stacks and who's doing them. I'd be interested to see if they try to make a power play for that particular area over on the side of SG, because they've handled it over here for Unknown. They've placed down that sentry. Like you said, they're going to have to go for unblock. I feel like I've just been seeing Theolacor and Wiz just constantly going back and forth here with these wards, trying to deward one another and free up camps, whatnot.
How it goes. The Dragon Knight not able to approach the tower due to the Timber Saws. Pops his ulti just to farm Ancients or Neutrals a little bit faster, because that's the play that he can make. It's keeping his net worth up a bit. He's almost halfway to his Blink Dagger, so not the end of the world. And then instantly the sentry blocked in the Ancient Camp, and Winter Wyvern moves over and blocks it again in a different spot. It is not within range either, so they're going to have to move over and manually deblock that later. Great way to slow down Medusa.
They're pinging out that they can see Angel's looking to go and start clearing up these stacks. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do anything about this, though, currently at the position that SG is in. So this is going to be a very, very happy Angel, as he's got a very healthy stack. And he's got some friends here that are going to be able to help him take it out. Blackhearted gets placed down, and they'll go for any sort of dewarding necessary.
And TA is so strong at jungling, it's incredible. Like one of the last few heroes that can jungle extremely well early on. And that's why those heroes are still in the meta. Medusa's the other one. Sven can be really good depending, but yeah, TA and Dusa are definitely the safest.
The ping again, just saying, guys, somebody's got to free up my camp. It's blocked again.
It's a big deal. It like really decreases her efficiency if she's walking all the way over here just to kill like a large camp, you know? But they'll get the deward with the sentry. Luckily they had it on deck, so they can deward before the next respawn. But Unknown looking like they're making some moves bottom. Yeah, they're smoking for this. A little disjointed. One by one they run down bottom, but Couriers did spot, like the ward did spot those heroes in the area, so they might have seen the smoke or are suspecting it.
They're swinging. They're swinging around here, going over towards this mid tower. Things are coming out. RoboZ teleporting over here as 4DR running. That's a lot of damage coming out from Angel. The Bushwhack not going to be able to quite connect over here. KJ, though, is going to be the one who falls. Nice sidestep coming out from 4DR. Isn't going to get clipped with that tornado. Stabile is here. He does have the Stone Gaze if necessary. Theolacor getting into position as well. But it looks like Unknown, they're pretty happy with that movement. So we'll put a little pressure here on the tower. Theolacor trying to get into position. There's the Dragon Knight, though, here, too. Bushwhack doesn't quite connect. Tavo cutting down a couple of these trees. He doesn't want to see these. Gonna try to protect the tower, though. Stun comes out over on Tavo. He is fairly tanky. He has the Hood of Defiance. They'll follow up again here. There it is. A nice Winter's Curse. Gonna hold them in place as Kustabile, he's popped that Stone Gaze, but he's not gonna be able to look at anyone, although the finger comes out over onto Sacred. Do they have enough damage to take down the Dragon Knight? They will. Tavo sitting so very low. He's gonna walk right over the trap that they have. The Vision Angel now left so far behind. Theolacor will fall. There's the slow coming out from the Invoker, but it doesn't matter. They'll still be able to get the kill on Angel. They want to get this kill on 4DR, and he's ticking down quite a bit. Does have bottle charges. He's got a couple stick charges. He's going to use them as now RoboZ forced to go. Oh, they still managed to get 4DR.
Puts another Spirit Vessel on him to finish him off. Really close fights, though, across the board. Tower's alive. TA dies, but they lose a Timbersaw. Timber, as tanky as he is, just took a little too much damage, and the Spirit Vessel just doing work. So 2k advantage, but pretty even, honestly. Dragon Knight's going to have Blink Dagger in a short bit, so that'll make their next fight easier, but with the DD on Invoker, I feel like this tower is just gonna die, maybe. No Glyph. Don't worry about getting initiated on, but yeah, the TPing in Bat right here.
That's here. No lasso, though, so it's just gonna pop him back. Tower still goes down.
Way too scary if he gets
the mid.
Cold Snap, Spirit Vessel, he dies there, so that's the best he could do, basically.
Well, the Wish
Bottom,
gets
Hoodwink.
spotted here by Theolacor. He's got the Spike Carapace, hoping that he would try to make some sort of cheeky play, maybe with an Acorn, maybe with a Bushwhack, but Wish is too smart for that. He's just going to run to the river and teleport on out.
He's going to need a little heal here, but yeah, they're going to smoke after this, I'm sure. Yep. Smoke, Dragon Knight Blink, bring the Hoodwink. He's got a Veil of Discord as well, so he's about to do a lot of damage to Sharpshooter. They're shifting towards Tavo or the Tri-Camp. Line's going to accidentally break this, maybe? But he gets it.
I think you're happy with this, though, if you're SG. That is the reveal of the Blink over on the Dragon Knight. That was a smoke popped, and that was a Medusa protected.
Ran right into it. He had a Sentry in his inventory, but that's it. I feel like that looked like a read to me. I don't know why else he would walk into the river like that. Maybe going for bounty, or the rune spawn, maybe. Maybe
sure,
luck, maybe not.
Tavo needs to be very careful because they do have the Sharpshooter. They have the Bushwhack. They're just going to go and break that passive. He does have the Timber Chain, though. Should be able to buy himself some more time. Pops those wand charges. RoboZ is here. They're trying to just burn down all the mana with the Cold Snap as well. Can he? No, he's toast. There's the Tornado, and down goes the Timber.
Okay, less value now for Line to die, but... AJ approaching Blink Dagger needs about 800. That'll change his fate a little bit, but for now, still trying to control the map, get as much farm as possible. Medusa's got Manta, so she can get out trap problems.
Radiant's top tower is under
Got a
attack.
Winter Wyvern, Arctic Burns, and other things like that. That'll be nice.
Will be important. The trap gets popped here by Costabile. He's gonna go pop the Manta.
Tower is under
Send the
attack.
illusions to poke away over here at Angel and take a look at what he's got to offer right now. He does have the Desolator completed.
Now, against Dusa, TA doesn't do that amazing, generally. Like, minus armor's not that incredible against Dusa, at least until her mana shield is gone, but
Dire's bottom tower
against everybody else in the game, TA should have a really good time here. I think the biggest downside is that Batrider had such a good start, but then those first 2 engagements just went really south for him, more so than they were supposed to. And it's made his game be a little bit of catch-up, so he's just kind of... He's farming okay, but it's going to be the story of 2 carries again. The TA and the Medusa are going to be the really farmed heroes this game. But frankly, in some ways, Medusa is just a lot safer because she's hard to burst down and her team fight is really good. But once TA gets mobility items, like he's going to start blowing people up. And look what they're doing now, hunting with 3 or 4 heroes, and TA just takes rush by herself.
Yep. No problems here. They don't really want to fight this early, it feels like, either. So
Dire's
they're hunting the Timber Saw. They know that Tavo's up here, and he is going to walk right into him. Robo Z is fear, and they'll be able to stun up Tavo, throw down the Spirit Vessel, put down plenty of damage. And Tavo's going to try to teleport out. They have the Tornado, though, so it was a nice try, but no cigar. And that's going to be the Aegis picked up by Angel and a dead Timber Saw, going the way of Sacred.
Yeah, nicely done. Tavo dying a little more than he probably wants, but they've got perfect heroes for it. The Invoker with Spirit Vessel is just... It's got so many methods of disable between Tornado and Cold Snap, so good luck escaping from that until he gets his Yules. If he's got Yules, okay, sure, you can remove one of those and run for your life, but they're struggling a little bit to get into fights. And this is partially because Batrider is the hero he is, and he's behind. If he had more net worth, his pressure on the map would have felt a lot more severe. But due to those 2 ganks, it just hurts his tempo a lot. Batriders, they get behind, they're going to struggle.
Alright, well, it seems to be that everybody's got BKBs on the mind. Sacred, of course, after finishing up his Blink Dagger, is headed for the BKB. And 4DR also does have enough to pick up that Mithril Hammer if he likes to go forward. And how do you feel about no Blink on this Bat? I know he's got the Boots of Travel, which give him the speed, but...
It's generally fine for bats to skip Blink these days. So
Uh-oh. Oh, Tavo runs into the gang squad again. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to get the kill this time because there is a Medusa who throws out the Stone Gaze. They'll get a dewarding off too because they know immediately something did not seem right about that, the way that they saw their Timber, so...
yeah, Lion's happy about that one. Kind of
Oh, yeah,
cool
like,
Lion's
easy
go build
goal.
too. 440. This is like old school Dota 1 right now. But he's got lots of mana from Philosopher's Stone as well, so this gives him much better disable against heroes like TA. So I don't think Unknown's too happy about that though. They saw Medusa ulti, they get to pressure the tier 2. They'll still maybe get glyph popped, but it's gonna definitely die. So it looks like they'll save it anyways.
And you can
Save the
see
glyph for the
SG
next wave.
make their way up towards this top portion of the jungle because they want to be able to continue farming over on Costabile. It seems to be the safest place for this time. And the rest of the team will teleport and slowly rotate themselves out, knowing that they are going to be hunted by RoboZ, who has got himself a haste rune. He is so fast. He's going to walk right into Tavo here. They do have a sentry, though. They should be able to see this. Yes, there's the split shots coming out, but they're going to back off. They can tell that they're on the hunt here as they try to get the kill on KJ.
Oh.
Not quite enough damage before he teleports out, and that is his Blink Dagger, so pretty big deal there.
That feels really good for him. I thought there was gonna be that like quick meld strike, but it was just took a little bit too long for it to hit. Great defense of himself. After going to pressure back mid, Nick's gonna defend himself. He's getting pretty close to an Ags actually. Not bad for him. If he gets that up, it's gonna be a lot easier to stay alive against kind of like burst initiation. He can counter initiate really well, mana burn the right heroes. Could be really good.
They are losing towers very rapidly, though, over on the side of SG, as Angel here is alacritied up. He's got the Desolator, he's got the Aegis still online, and the rest of SG is just trying to patiently wait. They're trying to get the items online that are needed. They're so close to the BKB over here on the Bat Rider. In fact, I think he's picking it up right now. But they go for a smoke play over here on the side of Unknown. They're hoping to catch any stragglers. And look at KJ. Look at his positioning. Repeatedly.
Oh
Has the
my
blink
God.
too. Breaks the ankles. Does eventually get spotted. But again, that is the smoke broken. The gank tanked there for his team.
He just reads them constantly is what it feels like. He just like, it's like he always knows what they're doing. They lose an observer word out of it, unfortunately, but game's still pretty darn equal. Bat Rider's got BKB though, so he's ready to fight. He's queuing up Shard. Your flame break's so much better.
Jump
Good
here over onto
catch.
Angel. Kick back here. Couple hits. Again, she does have the Aegis, and they're just slowly trying to chip away. They've got that Sentry Ward in case she tries to go for the mouth. Oh, the
Oh, huge
Winter's
save.
Curse, though, coming out from Jessup. It's beautiful. They will almost completely
Oh.
beat up the Olacore, but they still... Oh, they get Tavo. And then they manage to go take down the Aegis over here on Angel.
Dude, that was so sick, actually. He spiked Carapace, reflected the damage from the cleave. So the side blades hits the Nyx, he spiked Carapace, and that's why TA died. Otherwise, TA gets out of that without dying, probably heals, and continues pressuring with Aegis, so it's very necessary. And in the meantime, Timber died in the Dire base. I don't know how he got there.
Don't
Not
know.
sure, but he's dead.
Well, he's back up in 10 seconds, though. Be the blink forward over onto Kostabile. They know that they don't have that Stone Gaze. And Dusa is not at the big mass yet, so they'll end up losing the tier 2. And Unknown playing this draft very, very well. Very tempo, taking a lot of buildings early, making SG sweat a little bit. They're on the ropes because their draft does not become unlocked until they reach a certain timing here, especially when you have someone like a Dusa. And they're not giving them any breathing room.
They don't have BKB for 10 on bat, so if they initiate a little too early, it's going to be hairy for him.
Okay,
No
Dave's hoping
catches,
he can
though.
Jump. Couldn't quite manage it. Try to throw the flame break out, see if he can catch anyone here. Blink forward. They do see Chesed, possibly. It looks like they want Sacred. Oh, look at that tornado. Beautiful interception, though, coming out from RoboZ. Will ensure that their DK can get out. They're chasing pretty hardcore here now.
Yeah, they really wanted to catch there. Well, they miss it out. It's fine, though. Map control is theirs briefly. They should be able to deward their Tricamp now. Just something they've been struggling to do recently. Wink fighting
Double
for
damage. The Impale comes out. The Olacore snaps it up. He's just going to teleport away, but he's not going to be able to because they do have the Cold Snap, and they have so much damage from Angel. Good God.
That was a little bit of a weird play. I mean, I get it. You don't want to give DD to TA. It'd be really scary, but now you're dead, and they're going to push anyways, so... Good and bad.
Do have Tavo trying to do a little bit of pushing here in this top lane. Ooh, Courier, though. The Deuce is Courier. Nope. He's going to juke it around. Doesn't
Nothing
want it
on
to
it.
get spotted here. Nothing on it yet because it's going to be the Scotty. That's going to be the
That's right.
point booster. That's why she's sending it out. But nope. Gonna just hide it over on the side for now.
Scotty's
And
going to be
continue
so
to
big.
push.
Once again, Scotty against ranged carries or ranged cores is so good. Amazing against TA. It's going to limit his mobility a huge amount every time he gets hit by it. You can get like meld dispels later to help deal with it a bit if you want to like remove it in crucial moments, but yeah, for now,
There it is.
SG just needs a tank and sit in their base and buy some time or find a good initiation.
Theolacore's so close to this Ags too. Finds himself Angel immediately, so we'll get off some of the snakes, and there's gonna be the follow-up here with the drag into the base. They will be able to
Nice.
blow up the TA. And they'll follow up now with this Stone Gaze. Chesed sitting very, very low. They're just cleaning up over on the side of SG as RoboZ taking so much damage from this Scotty. He's the next one to fall. The Dragon Knight having to teleport away and Wish having to run for his life. The Scotty, though, big play here. Nice scouting coming out from Theolacore and a great drag back here from 4DR. They will just go, put pressure over on the tower with the TA being dead for 40-something seconds at the no buyback.
This is where things start looking pretty iffy with the TA1 position. If you do get chain stun like that, you're going to have a bad time, but Yep, that close to base as well. Pulled them into the Hex. They had all the follow-up they needed. No BKB was able to be activated. It just feels like when TA gets that out of position anyways, you're kind of screwed most of the time. So a good grab for them. And it just feels like from here on out, now that they also have to deal with the Scotty problem, yeah, I'm scared for TA's chances of getting through this problem. Like, Butterfly's not really going to solve the issue. She's just going to have mobility issues. She's got Blink, so she can pick and choose. Ideally, like, you just follow up in the future from your team going in. That's what has to happen from here on out for TA.
All right. Well, looks like the side of Unknown, they're still grouping together. They're trying to see if they can get any sort of pickoffs, try to get some control as well. Knowing that, of course, Costabile, while he has one of his big boy items, right? Two of the big boy items, I actually would say, with the Manta being completed, he is going to want to continue to farm. This is a hero that is just going to be constantly hitting creeps whenever possible. And of course, the triangle is the usual home of a Medusa.
He's sitting good. Batrider did end up picking up a Blink Dagger, by the way. So you were right on that one.
The Liquor is going to try to teleport out. Do they have anything yet? It doesn't matter. There we go. They get the kill.
Just really likes drawing the entire enemy team across the map is what it seems like.
Definitely seems to be the case here.
I mean, it does buy them
Reminds me-
time. He's like not worth that much net worth. It's like the classic pile I die thing. It's like, okay, yeah, you died, but you just got like 2 to 3 heroes to run all the way across the map to kill you, which means that they're not killing your Medusa or restricting your Medusa's farm.
See, I call that the Schofield effect.
Okay.
The lasso's gonna get used on Shifted. 40R says, well, you know, it's been on cooldown for a while. We might as well get a kill with it. So they'll pick off the Wyvern, who was very far forward during all that. Looks like he was maybe trying to place down some vision and an inconspicuous spot.
They get the grab. Big kill, and now Roche is up. 30 seconds without this. Not the best ward vision. That's not true. It's okay now. They've got one outside the Roche pit, one covering the tier 2 mid, but
Yeah, this one sentry is just right on the cusp, but gonna make a play over here in the mid lane. Sacred popping the BKB. The Scotty slow doing quite a bit. Forced to use his own whip, and they don't have any way to cancel out the TP. So it looks like Sacred is gonna be safe, but that is a defensive BKB coming out now, as they're still going very aggressive. They want to get themselves more. Tavo just cutting down these trees, hoping to get his hands on someone. Does run into Angel. They've all got these blinks though, so it makes it very difficult. They need to be careful. Shested, of course, joining back into the fight, does have the Winter's Curse and has a blink dagger. So the side of SG, they have to be very careful in their positioning, because I'm not sure if they're aware that there's a blink on the Wyvern yet.
so the reason SG just can't take Roche is because their heroes just are bad at single target damage. It's one of the advantages that Unknown has, and they're smoking. If they can get a
Scan.
fight here, Roche can die after right away.
And indeed, the jump forward over onto Costabile. They've got a lot of damage. They're going to use the MP. They've got the bushwhack, the BKB coming out from Angel as well. Theolacor, though, over on the back line.
He's
They
dead.
just blow up the Medusa. No hope at all here, as that Winter's Curse coming in handy, holding them into place. BKB does come out. Theolacor, though, is taking too much damage. Sessions here, using that heal. Looks like they're going to be able to survive this because they've controlled everybody else. Tavo taking so much from this TA here, and everyone else does have the Timber Chain, though. Is going to try to make his way around. Looks like KJ was hoping maybe he could try to help out, but there's just too much damage coming out from the side of Unknown, and that, of course, is going to unlock this Roche for them if they want to take it.
Just a huge amount of damage coming into the Medusa there. EMP hits as well. Chain stuns. Tia rolls in and does lots of damage. They don't have a good solution here. They have a 4-step online, but that's their only defensive item right now. So with that said, Medusa doesn't get ulti off. BKBs get full benefit, and there's no Scotty advantage anymore. So if Medusa dies that quick, and now with this team fight loss, Second Roche falls to Unknown. They're going to grab shards here. Probably going to TA most likely.
That is
I know that one's very popular.
Yeah, it's going over to her, so that way she can have that little bit of silence added to her traps, which is always super nice.
Mm-hmm.
And the Orb of Destruction gets found here too while she's jungling.
He's going to skip it. He likes the spider legs too much here. It's a good solution against Scotty and some of the other mobility stuff. Run up and down cliffs so your opponents can't chase you, that kind of thing.
They're gonna smoke up behind Costabile here. And They're gonna try
He's-
going forward. There's the Daedalus completed though for the TA. Look at this pincering though, very nicely done. Coming out from the side of Unknown, trying to keep tabs. They can see them over on the other side of the river. That Rider jumping forward. He wants to get rid of this Winter Wyvern. He's had absolutely enough of these Winter's Curses. BKB, though, coming out from Robo-Z. Zabulate doesn't seem to care too much. The Theolacor, though, taking a lot of damage from the Spirit Vessel. Buyback now coming out from Chesed. Theolacor will fall. Nice Hex over onto Sacred, trying to buy just a little bit more time for this Deuce. She does have the Stone Gaze still
BKB.
available. As they go, drop the BKB. They're running away now. They don't want to have to deal with the Stone Gaze coming out. But again, Winter's Curse comes out over onto Tavo. A decent amount of damage being popped out here, but not quite enough to take down the Timber.
Next Assassin is not using his axe well. He keeps getting killed before he gets burrowed. He almost survived there, but the Blink Breathe Fire cleaned it up. Can they catch Medusa as she tries to retreat here?
She's trying. The
Manta.
Bushwhack, though, will drop them behind. Force Staff away. Gets that stone off over onto Sacred. They blow up the Dragon Knight. He is just no longer any sort of a problem here in this fight, as Tavo's still hunting. They have that Yules coming into play here. Can they get Robo-Z? Do they have the vision? They do. They're going to be able to blow up this Invoker. He's silenced up, and look at the Cold Embrace. They try to keep him alive, but they just have too much damage to go right through again. Chesed trying to run. They've got the Timber Chain. Silence coming out here. Angel joining into the fight. Big old Melt Strike coming in through over onto this Bat Rider. Jump forward, though. They have the Hex. They have to burn down this Refraction. Theolacor getting into position here, managing to go and land that stun. And there it is again. Wyvern trying to keep Angel alive. The BKB will come out, but they do have a decent amount of damage, and she's just slowly trying to crawl away using these spider legs. Angel trying so hard, but they have the dust. They've been prepared. That's going to be the Aegis that ends up falling. As now, look at Costabile. He's putting himself between where he wants to be and where Chesed wants to be as well. Another heal comes out as KJ does eventually fall. Chesed, though, falling to Costabile. Angel, he just cannot stay alive. He has no one to protect him. Wish running for his life. 40R is here, though. He's trying to burn down these trees. Not going to be able to get his hands on this little squirrel. Not this time. But the attention is being placed over to the mid tower as SG take their next objective and make their way high ground.
And it's all starts because DK gets a little bit too excited in the mid tier 2, but
Yeah, the tips come
gets
out.
his BKB was used to dodge the Finger of Death in mid lane, but Timbersaw is still a big threat. Absolutely shreds him with a little bit of magic damage, and now they get pickoff after pickoff.
Sacred clicking away over here on Tavo, has used the dragon form. They'll be able to land the break using the sharpshooter. Another chakram tossed out. Costabile just trying to stand behind. Nice bushwhack coming out, followed out with the meatball, but the Yule's coming out here will protect the Timber. The drag back, though, they grab Robo-Z. They'll follow up with a stun, but there's just too much damage. They have the Stone Gaze. They'll follow it up with the BKB, trying to protect Robo-Z, but Sacred, he's taking a lot of damage as well. They're diving a little bit deep over here on the side of SG. They need to focus up back again, but they'll be able to go knock Sacred back. Another tornado being tossed out by Robo-Z, but they have the chakram. They've got the damage, and they just rip apart this DK. He's dead a second time here.
Whirling Death is so good against strength heroes. If not for this, I feel like Timber's impact in this game would feel like almost nothing, but they are able to squeak out the racks and get some advantage in this game. Still only 3K, but it's something for SG Esports. It's going to leave his bottle here for the Medusa to come over. Illusion Rune's so good on heroes like Medusa. It lasts 75 seconds. You could farm with this for so long here. The bottle! The bottle! His bottle!
Left it. He left the bottle. No!
He's like, what?
Littering.
That's a good find.
That is. I wonder if the support's gonna run over and try to pick it up. Just like, oh, free bop? No? No?
It's really affecting Batrider's lower net worth right now.
I mean, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Someone's gonna like
true.
it. Maybe they left a bottle. Maybe they left like a message inside. Can you imagine if you could leave taunts inside bottles? Just the absolute
Yes.
mental destruction that you could
You
do
try
with
to
that.
drink out of the bottle and it choo-choos you or something like that.
What?
It's one of the voice emotes. It's a choo-choo. It's like a train.
Oh,
of the
that
new
would,
ones.
that would be fun if you could bottle sounds. Yeah, I was thinking more like, you know,
Exactly.
writing something not very nice inside of it. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, that makes a little bit, I guess. It's
You're bad.
the
They
absolute
recovered it.
mental destruction purge.
Yes. Go behind enemy lines, retrieve the bottle, passing it back to Batrider.
Save.
But both squads looking for their initiation.
Oh,
Demon
coming out
Edge
over
on.
on the side of SG.
I'm gonna buy a rapier.
No, he's going Daedalus.
Okay, it's done.
Theolacor.
already.
Now they are. Look at all these sentries in mid. look at all. And they're like, come on, come a little closer. Come on, Sacred. Waffling a little bit here. They're playing tightly. They know that the Olicor's here still. They smoke up. They're going to try to make a wraparound play here on Unknown. Dragons immediately. BKB come out. He doesn't manage to get the burrow, but Constabulate, he is here. Good Winter's Curse, though. Looks like Constabulate's going to end up murdering his own Nyx assassin. But look at this yo-yo of death as they go right onto the backlines. They grab up Angel. There's going to be the buyback immediately coming out from the Nyx assassin as well, but they didn't manage to take out Angel during that. Bat goes down. Constabulate, though, he's bushwhacked. He can't get those clicks off. Sacred taking a lot of damage. He'll follow up with a good heal. Buys just a little bit more time. They need that magic damage, and there it is. They've got it. Over the backlines, though, Angel cleans up over onto KJ. The more buybacks are coming out, though. Batrider wants to get back into this fight. The Olicor trying to chase after, and these spider legs really coming in handy. Beautiful ice wall, gonna be able to slow them down a little bit. Of Sacred coming back around the other side. Oh, the Olicor, he can never burrow. He's gonna get murdered in the middle of this fight, and Constabule just trying to click away. Shessa does eventually fall, and we've got all these illusions, all these split shots. Look at all of this. Just damage coming up.
Oh
he
my
takes down Angel. Next is gonna be Robo-Z on the list. The buyback comes out from the Templar assassin. 40R, he's hunting. He wants Sacred. And they find him off in the corner. Constabule says hello. Angel fought back for this, though. So did 40R. 40R will fall. They'll get the kill over onto Sacred. They can't get their hands on Angel, though. They can't quite get their hands on him, as he also fought back during that fight. Oh, Tavo, though. He finds Angel. Immediately blinking away, using the spider legs to run away. He cannot afford to die here.
Medusa's damage there in that last little burst was incredible. The illusions and everything. That was really sick. They're just having some issues on the SG Sports side. The Nyx, again, just painfully trying to get underground. He repositioned himself. Then he's like, oh shit, they're going to go on me. He starts burrowing. Doesn't quite make it in time. Then the next fight, he just gets cold snapped. Still unable to burrow. Just making it look not so good. He's queuing up the Ghost Scepter, which he definitely needs to buy him some time, but I just feel like all this net worth has not produced much outcome just yet.
No,
but either way, this team's kind of making it work. 5k advantage now.
Yeah, I mean, the burrow, you feel bad for him because every time he tries to start off the fight, right? He tries to start off the fight with the burrow because he figures, okay, this way I'm already in position, but I think the Dragon Knight might have seen the smoke popping in mid lane, and they have so many sentries there too.
Yep.
So it just ended up not working out. He tried to shift over to the side, didn't quite work out again, and then finally, he gives up. He's impatient, tries to get into the fight, and he just cannot get it off in time. So it needs to think about, the repositioning. I think the Ghost Scepter is a great idea. Might not necessarily buy him the time needed, especially when you're going up against, some magic-heavy, lineup here with the Invoker, but
yeah,
clearly
it's
needs
just
some
really
sort of solution.
hard. I mean, Ags on Nyx basically just didn't get touched for like at least a year or two. And now all of a sudden at the tournament, it was built constantly, especially by T1. And frankly, I looked at it and I was like, why is this useful? I mean, obviously it makes your skills better, but like it's difficult to use, as we can see in this game. Your teammates kind of like need to fight around you, so you have to have like a lot of like foresight. Like, where's the fight gonna be? I'm gonna be burrowed in time. Can my allies bring themselves to me? How does it fit into my lineup? Like, but in reality, he's like one of the people that kind of needs to initiate. Maybe it's not a great game for him to have Ags as a result. It's hard to say, but it is not easy to use this skill unless the fight comes to you.
Yeah,
So
and
he's
that's
got
definitely, you
nowhere to
talked
go.
about T1, Zephyr looking so good with that hero. Also, I think they had like a lot of other forms of being able to keep him alive too. They had like the Warlock, or sometimes occasionally the Cold Embrace.
Wyvern,
but
yep.
yeah. And they just have
Leveler
sentries
picked up.
everywhere. And they're always like right on the cusp of each other. Sunstrike going into the pit. They're still trying to keep tabs on this Roche. Gonna be up in about a minute.
Mm-hmm. A little bit later as the spawn, so Lionel will just sit there for now, keeping an eye on it as Medusa tries to break smoke. She's got BKB now. This is a great pickup here. That way, if she gets caught by a cold snap or something like that, then she can pop BKB. If she's getting chain stun, it's only going to last so long. They've got Dragon Knight stun, and they've got what they could Winter's Curse too, hypothetically, but Bushwhack basically. So she should be able to get her ulti off no matter what now, having this BKB.
They're trying to make a wraparound play here, get some information, not necessarily drop the wards, but remove the vision. But now they know exactly where they are. Look at 40R. He's creeping. He's considering it. Still keeping tabs on the Roche, but they have a Medusa knocking on their front door. They've got a Lotus Orb online for her too. They're just allowing her free damage.
It's a game of chicken though. I mean, if you commit to hitting that building, your opponents might get Roche, and you cannot let that happen. It's
up.
really dangerous.
They've got the vision here for the trap
Tower is under attack.
over on the side of
Radiant's
SG.
courier has been killed.
Courier gets killed during all of this as well. Who gets the jump on who now? It looks like they want to try to force them. They want to force them to come respond to them here as they keep taking out these creep waves. And it's
Just feels
putting-
easier for unknown because they've got the trap and they always know where if Roche is there. Whereas SG has to be more aware. They have to check once in a while. So
They already know it's
Yeah,
up.
they-
It's just trying to figure out the positioning, I think. What's
Yeah,
holding
they gotta
up
know
all the
when.
illusion rune to it.
I don't know if SG commits to it basically.
Angel dancing around, picks up the illusion rune. You gotta
They have
feel
a
the
gem on
absolute pressure on both of these teams, especially on Unknown right now, because they are down one game. They want to go to these finals. They are not the finals. Sorry, they want to go to TI. They are playing the finals. They want to go to TI. They want to be that third team that's going TI, which is just historical here.
And they're gonna start it. They put the sentry down, get the trap, and they start hitting it. They've got split shot
Positioning
uses
now.
modifiers, so Medusa does tons of AoE damage
Absolutely.
with that Daedalus now.
Bat Rider sitting over by the cliffside. They know that they don't have any vision. We'll take down one of the wards. They're aware that they're on the way. The Lotus is placed up here, immediately bouncing back over onto the DK with a big Cataclysm, doing so much damage with the finger coming through. They'll be able to go and get the Aegis. KJ buys back immediately. The drag back over into Shetson. There is not going to be any sort of Winter's Curse unless he buys back, but he does buy back. Tavo now chasing after Angel here. They're just trying to burn down this TA. They have so much damage. This is not looking good for Angel. He's alive just by the hair of his teeth.
They get him.
They find the final hit. They'll get the kill. Wish now forced to run away, scurry out. No buyback on this TA. And they're still trying to find Wish. The Olacor not going to be able to find him in time, though. Not going to be able to land the stun. So you can see Costabile and Tavo. They're making their way. It's a nice Winter's Curse. It's still a very tanky Timber, though. KJ drops the drops the tip here, just saying that was really cute. Now you don't have it, and now you're gonna die. You bought back for this, Silly. What are you doing? Waiting patiently here, burning down through, and there it is. There's the kill on the Wyvern. It's a dieback. 3 on the side of Unknown. No buyback. SG, they can smell it. They want that space here for the International as Tavo Timber chaining right on into the base. And you've got Costabile. He's a Medusa. He's pretty slow. He's making his way there.
They cut the waves. This is why Winter Wyvern ran down mid, and now with Forge Spirits as well, they're just gonna drag the wave. No backdoor protection removal for you.
No,
Absolutely worth it. I mean, that was 90 seconds that they had on TA after killing her, and they just don't even get to go high ground in this moment. Go hit creep somewhere, because hitting buildings is not gonna happen. Really well done and great reaction to that kill. Nyx Assassin did great in that fight. Found the follow-up stun on TA that helped secure her death. Made a big difference, among other things in this game.
And Tavo's just been chilling here. He just has no cares in the world. He's just gonna try to clean up. Robo Z just runs by. Tavo throws out the high five, says, hey, if you're gonna run by, at least give me that high five, bro.
I think
Pressure
the range
down. We've
breaks.
got the burrow this time coming out here from Theolacor. Gonna be able to kick back here. Widge is just getting blown up as he will fall. No buyback over here on this hoodwink. 40R finding Sacred, dragging back with the lasso with the finger. They just absolutely blow up this Dragon Knight. He's got buyback. The fortification does come out. The TA is gonna be up in about 5 seconds. How hard is SG going to commit for this? Because they're feeling big right now. They've got the Olacor. He's already burrowed in. They'll go, they'll drop. Buybacks are coming out in mass now. You can see Dragon Knight trying to go onto the back lines here. Constabulate, there it is. The BKB coming out from Sacred. Are they going to be able to blow up the Olacor? It's looking really good, but look at this damage coming out from Medusa. Plus the Stone Gaze. They're focusing down Sacred. They know that he just fought back. And there it is. There's the heal. Trying to buy a little bit more time. They do have the Winter's Curse over into place, but it's not enough. They take down Sacred. Tavo is absorbing so much of this damage coming out over on the side as well. No mana left over here, Uncle Constabulate, but he's got an Aegis still. They just don't have enough damage. They don't have the solutions. They've got their Dragon Knight, who is not got buyback. You've got that little squirrel who is just not going to be able to be a part of this for another 15 seconds. They're just going for the finish here, Purge. Stabile, again, he's got the Aegis. He does not care. He's just clicking away over on Robo Z. Are they going to be able to blow up the Invoker? They have so much damage. Tavo is godlike. buyback now. They don't want to give this up. They don't want to have to go home from this. They want to go to TTI wherever it is, but they just have too much damage from the side of SG. Look at Kostabile. You cannot kill this man. He's too powerful. Wish this gets blown up eventually. The Aegis, it will get popped, but he's coming back up again. And do they have enough to take out Kostabile? Because it does not look like they do as they blow up Wish, and they're going to focus on this throne. This is looking like the end here, Purge. They tried to throw everything they could, but Kostabile will not be stopped, cannot stop. And there it is. SG is going to the International.
Oh, I can't wait to watch a video later of their reaction moment. Oh, they must be so hyped right now and very well deserved. What a game. They make it work in all the engagements. They finally crush the enemy team in the base, and they get to go to TI.
They get to
what
go
an
to
accomplishment.
TI. We have no idea where it is, but they get to go. They get to compete. I know there's going to be a lot of screaming in a lot of Brazilian houses right now, not just where SG is. But congratulations for SG. Unknown. They put up one hell of a fight, though. They really, a lot of people I don't think had Unknown making it this far. And I think a lot of people are very, very impressed. But we are going to take a short break, guys. I know you're probably all excited. You were jumping up and, trying to figure out what's going to happen. But when we come back, we will have the post-game breakdown for you.